Hey, welcome back to the Board Game Closet. My name's Jimmy.
I'm Tim.
I'm Rod.
And today we're taking a look at Zombicide. It's put out by Cool Mini or Not, plays 1 to 6 people in about an hour. So why don't we take a look and see what you get inside the box.
So this is the first game that we've owned from this company, and the components are pretty good. I mean, you've got tons and tons of the zombies. I mean, just a bunch of them. There's how many different ones are there?
There's like 4 different kinds, right? And then
the fifth one being the big one, the behemoth guy.
Yeah.
And then of course you have your heroes. And then everything's done kind of in what looks to be like a comic book form. If you look at the artwork and stuff, to me,
Yeah.
I think it's very well done. The board itself is nice and it's very detailed. I mean, it has tons of stuff on the boards when you take a look at each tile. Everything's nice, thick stock.
Mm-hmm.
I think, quite honestly, I remember the only thing that I probably would have any negative about is they give you these inserts to put each zombie into to keep them, of course, formed. But after you open up the first time, you never get them all back in there. So we had to take them all out and bag it and everything. But I would like to see it look at a bigger box than that, but although it's a giant box anyway.
it's a big box.
So I think all in all, quality's fine. It's great, quite honestly. I mean, everything's nice. Everything's thick enough. These would probably be a little
That'd be
flimsy.
the only thing, yeah.
Right, but I think
They
we'll
do
see.
for what they're for.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's not like you need some super thick thing here because you're just going to be putting cards on top of it and stuff anyway.
So I think when it comes down to everything, I mean, the artwork's great. The pieces look to be well made, nice and thick. I think it's real good.
Yeah. All right, Tim, do you want to talk about the rules and how easy or hard it was to get into this game?
Okay, so this is the rule book. Not all of this is rules. About half of this is actually the scenario book as well. So, so you get to about here, halfway through it. It starts talking about a tutorial game, and then goes into the extra scenarios that you have. So it goes real simple here. It numbers it. It says, hey, look at this. This is number 1. These are the components. Labels it. It does a great job of step by step. Hey, this is what you need to look at next. This is what you need to understand next. And then explains each one of the pieces. This is great, these diagrams here, because this might look a little complicated at first, but then these diagrams show you exactly, explain in detail what each one of the items on this card is. Not that you really need to have full understanding when you get into the tutorial game, but
it takes you through.
But it takes you through it there anyways. It explains some basic concepts about moving, line of sight, that sort of thing. So it does a good job on that because the boards can get slightly confusing with all the stuff that's all over the board. But once you understand the movements and stuff like that, everything just kind of comes together. So it's real easy to get into, real easy to understand at first. The only thing is, is like learning the skills and the strategy on who's going to get leveling up and stuff like that with experience points and stuff like that. So, but as far as just learning the game, this makes it really easy. And like I said, it has a tutorial scenario, which I love. It's like every game should always have a tutorial scenario to start you off with and teach you how to play the game. And this one does a really good job of giving you just a real simple one, real simple objective, just play the game and learn it that way.
Yep, that sounds awesome. All right, so let's talk about how you actually play Zombicide. And in Zombicide, they're going to give you a scenario. So the scenario will tell you how to lay the board out, where you're going to start out, and then maybe where zombies are going to start out on the board. It's also going to show you maybe if, depending on the scenario, if you have to get through, it might show you maybe where an exit is going to be on the board, and so where you need to go. They've got some cool pieces like these cars and stuff that can go on the board and things like that. It'll tell you where doors go, all that kind of stuff. Each person is going to get a character card, and the character card tells you a few things. So it's going to tell you the name of your character, and then you get the corresponding mini to go with that. And then it's got slots on here for you to actually place your cards, which I think is cool. And so they have a mechanic on here where you have cards in reserve, and then you have cards that are in your hand. So the only weapons or items that you can use are actually what you put into your hand. Those cards will be at the top. And then it's got an experience tracker that has a cost versus reward system on it. So basically, the higher that you go in this track, you're going to have more abilities, but then the higher you go in this track, it's also going to attract more zombies onto the game. So every time zombies spawn, you look for whoever has the highest experience on the level, and then you're going to find the number on the card. So like this one says 4 walkers is going to appear because you're in the orange, where if you had been in the blue, only 2 would have come out. So the more you're able to do, but the more zombies are going to be coming out on the game. So let's talk about moves and what you do. So at the beginning, the heroes are going to go. And so the heroes are able to do a certain number of actions. And so you can do stuff like move. Moving on the game is really simple. There aren't any hexes or grids on this board, but it's just basically sections of the board. So you can move, movement would be from this room to that room. Or on the board, it's in between the crosswalks. So they have all these crosswalks. So that would be a whole section. I kind of like that because it makes the game look more like a scene instead of hexes and grids all over the place, and so you're having to imagine that those aren't really there and all that kind of stuff. So it helps the board look like it's more fluid. And so you're able to move through the game, you're able to search in rooms, you're able to pull cards and find something to add to your arsenal. Then you're able to attack zombies, whether you have a ranged weapon or if you're melee, you're close up to them, things like that. So that's, you can even make noise or you can do nothing. So there's all kinds of things that you can do on your turn. Then the zombies are going to move. So they can attack if they're next to you or if they're close to you, or they're going to move. After the zombies move or attack, then they're going to spawn again. So you take the spawn points, you draw the card based off of your experience points. That's how many zombies appear onto the board. And then that's the end of the turn. And so then you're basically going to repeat that again and keep going. And so more zombies are coming, you're trying to attack them, you're searching, you're trying to accomplish your goal for the round. Pretty typical zombie game in that aspect, but that's really easy explanation of how you play Zombicide.
Right. Yep.
Okay, so let's talk about the game. Maybe guys, what you think about the game, your first impressions of it, all that kind of stuff.
My first impression, well, I didn't want to buy the game, quite honestly. The cost factor is what got me. I want to say it's $90, $80 on the web doing to buy it, and I think Cool Stuff was kind of not that much. So I wasn't going to take a chance. I mean, that to me is 2 other games. I was given the game. So then at that point, we played it, and I think it played very well. I like a lot of the mechanics about it.
Mm-hmm. Did George give that to you?
Yeah. Another game from George. Thank you. So at RodCon 1, let's put that one. I like the mechanic of how the game tends to get a little rougher the stronger we get, that type of thing.
It's a very cool idea.
I think it's pretty neat. All the miniatures, like what you said with the map. I mean, that's fantastic. Not having to have the normal grids and stuff that are on there for the maps and stuff. So I do like that, and the artwork is really good and stuff. So I mean, I think it has a lot of neat components about it. And of course, it's another zombie game, so it just depends how you feel about zombie games.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, sure. What about you?
Yeah.
I thought the whole key of the game really is they're trying to sell immersion into the theme. It's like you're saying, no hexes, no squares. The idea is that you're actually playing on a map, whatever, and you're moving from zone to zone. And they do a good job, of selling it with all the artwork and stuff. But to me, it was like it was a simple game in its context,
how it works,
but
yeah.
And everything. But then it stayed simple. There was, to me, when you're trying to really do any type of strategies, it just kind of just fell apart. It was more of just like a move your piece here, here, and here. You knew what you had to do, you knew where you had to go, and it was basically a Monopoly after that to me.
I love it.
But
the old Monopoly comparison.
Roll and move, huh? Roll and move.
yeah, except the money bag starts to come walking after you with a group of zombies. So.
Well, for me, you're not going to have any complaints with the components and the quality. So you're going to get this, and the amount of stuff that you get, you're going to be totally happy with. So you're not going to feel like you got ripped off with the price of the game, I guess. I liked being able to pick up all the stuff and then having to think about what do I want to have in my hand this round. I liked some of those things. And then we talked about this earlier, but I did actually like the feel, like a few of the games that we played, we thought we had it, right? Like it's right around the corner, we're about to get to the exit, and then we pull some cards, and all of a sudden, like craziness, like it just falls out. So on the edge of your seat, I remember. And then I remember a few of the games that we played, like we thought we're not going to win, not going to win, not going to win, because the game beat us down. You know, it was hard, you know, to win sometimes because of what all the zombies could do. So I felt like I was into it. I don't know. So I definitely thought it was a solid for what it was, you know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should go ahead and do our rating, and then we can talk more about the.
We don't want to give away too much.
Exactly.
Okay. So at the end of our reviews, we like to give a 1-die rating. Should you buy it, play it, or hate it? Green means go buy this game and add it to your collection. White means maybe you wouldn't buy it, but you definitely play it. And then green means you won't buy it and you won't play it.
Red.
What did I say?
Say green again.
I said green again. Is that foreshadow? No. No. Red. Red means don't buy it and don't play it because you hate it. So, all right. So we're gonna get our 1 die.
Are you trying to peek?
No. What do you got there, Ryan? And we put it out there and reveal red, white, green.
Well,
we got the rainbow.
I'm a little surprised.
Okay. So tell us why you gave this game a red.
It may be just that when I first looked at it and I looked through the rules, I was like, wow, this is going to be a great game, right? And then I sat down and I played it.
Wow, yeah.
This game, to me, is like, the randomness is cool up to a point to where it just blows the game out of the water. It just, like you're saying, like one point you think you're winning the game, your strategy is sound and everything. Randomness kicks in and it just kills you off. And the game, for no apparent reason, is like, okay, well now we're just gonna slaughter you.
Yeah.
And it's like, and the game just tears you apart.
It's a valid point.
And then like there's nothing you could do at that point. And to me, when a game puts you into that kind of spot, it's like, I know it's like this is one of those games where people get together and play it every single week, and they learn all kinds of strategies, and this is how you play this game, whatever. But I was like, if you're going to sit down and play that, you might as well just play chess. If you're going to just learn strategies.
Chess and
Nice.
Monopoly.
We bring it back, man. He's throwing them down. Okay, so I gave this a white because I'm probably not going to buy it mainly based off of the theme, right? Like zombies, I just feel like it's oversaturated. I'm not going to do that. But I don't want to knock that for what it is because I actually, when we played it, I was into it. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
So I gave it a green. If you're a zombie fan, I believe it's a good game.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't give it a green because of this, but there are a ton of expansions out there, which is just more money you'll end up spending. But anyway, so there's a lot of options for you, right?
That's true.
The game itself comes with a ton of stuff. It was pricey, but on the other hand, I've got games. I mean, I got multiple games that I've bought that they're still sitting on my table that I haven't played yet. So I mean,
multiple.
Yeah. So I think it's a very good quality game. The only knock that I truly have on it is it's long.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed to go on. I mean, I think each time I played it, it's been like 2.5 hours. And for a zombie game, I don't know if I want to get that attached to it. So that's just for me. But green, it was green for me.
This company does do a really good job of supporting this game, by the way.
It's true.
Because they sell a lot of expansions, like you said. They also sell paint packs, which are packs of colors or whatever, so you can paint all your miniatures.
That's cool.
Here on the table, because they do a good job. These are
quality.
These are quality miniatures with good detail on them, so you could actually do a pretty good paint job on these. And the fact that even each one of the, I think they don't call them chapters or something, but new episodes.
Seasons.
Yeah,
Seasons.
is what they got. They come up with a whole new like paint scheme, whatever, that you can paint these new different characters with and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I feel like all the time I'm hearing about a new season of Zombicide that's coming out, and it's $200. No.
And I think they are coming out with a completely new version. It's not Zombicide, it's not zombies, it's the plague.
Oh, okay.
In old England or something like that.
Awesome.
That one looks more interesting.
It's not zombies, it's a green.
One last thing real quick about the zombies themselves. So this isn't like from other games, this isn't the slow-moving zombies. I mean, some are, but some of them
true.
haul out on you. And
Yeah.
they're on you real quick. So it's kind of that. It's got a lot of variations among the zombies.
Yeah, I think it's these, right? The runners. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
the
walkers, runners, fatties, and abomination.
Right.
Which is this guy, abomination.
There you go.
All right.
All right, so that's our review of Zombicide. Thanks for watching. We've got a lot more reviews on our website, boardgamecloset.com. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And as always,
Support your local hobby shop.